John, as our next inductee comes to the stage, I have to tell you a story about my days at Montana State with this guy. He was a senior when I went in as their sports information director. And we're playing a game, I believe it was against Idaho State. And Mike McLeod was the fastest member of the Montana State football team. The Bobcats were going after a Big Sky championship. And Mike picked off a pass and returned it, I believe, 89 or 90 yards for a touchdown. And he broke a long-standing Montana State record. And I sent the record off to a guy by the name who you'll be familiar with, Paul Harvey. The rest of the story. So I had the radio on a national broadcast, and I hear him talking about Mike McLeod intercepting this pass. And he said, and the record he broke was his father Jim's, sent 20 years ago. Good day. Mike McLeod made national news, and he was an outstanding defensive back for the Bobcats, a team captain, and a finer person. Mike McLeod.
2nd and 7. Holloway looking long. It's intercepted. McLeod didn't believe he had the football. Back to the 50-yard line, out of bounds.
And he throws it right in his hand. Holloway's looking down there. He throws it. Watch, Mike McLeod's going to step in there, and there's no one near him.
He can't believe it. Look.
No, but he's happy. First one of the year. All right.
This is Bart Starr of the Green Bay Packers. Go, you Packers, go!
First of all, I want to, and my wife went to the bathroom thinking, oh, is she back? Okay. Okay. Yeah, first I do want to thank everybody for, it's amazing how much work these guys do. So what an incredible event this is, and these guys, everybody involved, thank you so much. I'm really humbled and honored, and what a privilege this is. And also the other inductees, it's just great to listen to you guys and hear what you've done. So congratulations to all of you. I want to ask you all a question to think about here as I'm talking. I'm gonna tell you how some things have impacted my life, but some of this you've heard already too, but have any of your lives ever been severely impacted by three things: poor decisions, injuries, or cancer? Or other such illnesses. And in my life, those things have severely impacted certain members of our family and me as well. So I want to start off with the poor decisions, and I'm the example of that. When I was in high school, I was just an absolute goofball. And you name it, I did it. I made poor decisions. Because of that, my options, my plan was after high school to go someplace warm and run track or play football at maybe Arizona State or someplace in Colorado maybe. But because of just being such a goofball, my options were limited, and Montana State offered me a scholarship. They're the only football program that offered me a scholarship. So I came here. Another reason I came here is Sonny Holland was the coach, and my dad was his roommate in college, and he was the best man in my dad's and my mom's wedding. So, but I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for them offering me a scholarship, and what a great place this is, the state of Montana. What a great tradition we have at Montana State and the University of Montana and all the other universities. What a great rivalry we have with the Grizzlies. And it's such a beautiful place, and so again, extremely thankful, and also great family tradition. As you've heard, my dad played at Montana State, and he was part of a 1956 national championship team. I was lucky enough to show up in time for the 1976 national championship team. And I was just a freshman. I barely played, but there's a lot of guys in this room that were much bigger contributors to that team. What a privilege it was to play with those guys. and so many of them in here. And I had some great teammates, great coaches, Sonny Holland, Sonny Lubick, Mick Delaney, who you've all heard from or heard about tonight. And also was just very blessed to have other friends. And so despite my plans, I think God had a better plan in mind for me, and I'm just so thankful for the privilege and the opportunity to come to Montana State. Also, had I gone to some other place and found some good-looking girl from California to marry, I wouldn't have ever met my wife, who's a good-looking young gal who I've been married to for 40 years now. So what a blessing it was to meet her. She's from Anaconda, by the way. And so her family, she still has a sister there, so we get back there quite often. And also, another thing, a very significant thing that happened to me my senior year, I was an absolute goofball in high school and even through some of my years at college. But my senior year, there were some guys on the football team that were really different. They really stuck out in a real positive way. And one of those was my brother, who was a freshman that year. And another guy was a guy by the name of Stu Dodds. And these guys, I knew that there was something different about them. I knew that they were involved in some kind of ministry. And these guys were Christians, and they shared their faith with me. And I came to know the Lord my senior year in college, and that radically transformed my life. Still, at times, have made lots of stupid decisions, but God is very gracious, and I'm so thankful for that and for the opportunities that He gave me. And so I got a chance to go play. Again, my plan was to go someplace warm, maybe play someplace like San Diego or Tampa Bay or someplace like that, but got a chance to sign a contract with the Edmonton Eskimos, the furthest north city in professional football. And so, but I showed up there just in time to be part of some great teams as well. And Warren Moon was our quarterback, and our team had won 5 straight Grey Cups. I was on 3 of those, the last 3 of those. And again, it wasn't anything I did. It was I really just see God's sovereignty, His grace, and all of that. And I'm thankful for that opportunity. My 5th year there, I got hurt. I had an injury. It wasn't a serious one. It was a hamstring thing that just kept recurring. But it was because of that, I ended up actually missing 8 games. I kept trying to come back too early, and I'd tear the hamstring again. And so finally, after sitting out for 8 games, they decided to just release me from the team. And I was thinking, hey, I'd gone to law school up there and was thinking I'm going to spend the rest of my life in Canada practicing law. And next thing you know, I get released from the football team. One of our coaches had gone down to Green Bay, and then a few weeks after I was released, got a chance to be signed by the Green Bay Packers. So what I thought was a horrific thing, getting cut from the football team, that was my idol, my God in my life, turned out to be one of the greatest things that ever happened in my life, second behind my wife. But, third behind our kids too, yeah. Anyway, so after a couple of years there, I got hurt again, and ended up some younger guy ended up taking my place again. That was the end of my football career. But again, God opened some doors, got a chance to play or to practice law, and actually finish an American law degree at the University of Wisconsin Law School, and practiced law there for 2 years, but quickly decided I was not desiring to be a lawyer any longer. And so now I'm a recovering lawyer, and I've been recovering for 30 years now, and in the insurance business, and been very thankful for that. And had lots of freedom and flexibility to spend times with our kids, coaching and such things. So again, very thankful for that. One of the things that happened, though, during that time, my dad, who you heard about with the interception thing, he developed cancer. And also, just about that time, my nephew, who was a football player, a senior in high school, intercepted a pass, ran it back for a touchdown, and then the next play they kicked off. He made a tackle, had a severe brain injury, permanently disabled, horrific accident. But my brother, who also played at MSU, his dad, is in the ministry, and their ministry has been amazingly impacted by that. Not to mention this kid, Zach, who's permanently disabled, is the most joyful person in the history of the world. He can't barely walk and can barely talk, but is just full of love and joy. And so, again, horrific thing, but God uses these types of things and has a good plan. And so my dad, who had cancer, saw all this and just saw how God had worked in my life. My dad had made some poor decisions in his life as well. And as a result, we didn't have such a great relationship. But he, seeing just what happened in my brother's life, my life, really had a more receptive heart. And then 2 weeks before he died, I got a chance to share my faith with him. And he prayed to receive the Lord as his Savior. And he was very much changed, I think, in those last 2 weeks. So, God used this cancer to bring him into, now I have the peace, and we all have the peace of knowing that he's going to spend eternity, in heaven. So God can use a thing like cancer for his good. Well, about 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with a type of blood cancer myself, but it's nothing like what my dad had. It's very treatable, and I'm so thankful for medications that they have these days. And it's just a type of cancer that creates too many blood clots. But again, it's been a real huge blessing because it's given me urgency and really, I think, an understanding of what's important in life. And just like Sonny Lubick was talking about, relationships are so important. And again, I'm so blessed to have such great coaches, such great teammates, such a great wife, such great kids, and such great friends, and most importantly, a relationship with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And so I'm thankful for that. And Tough Harris, I want to just thank you for kind of setting the tone for this evening, too. I really, again, it doesn't matter if you're a Bobcat or a Grizzly or what school you go to. This is a great place, and we're all sinners, and it's only by God's grace that any of us have any hope. So God bless you all.